This is Teri Moten, and I am your business problem solver. So this evening, I want to take some time and give you some tips because now it seems like the country is opening up, and it's by no stretch are we just running wide open where all businesses are open, not just yet. But I do want to share some tips with you, and this evening what I'm going to share is 5 things you can do now to make your business stronger in 6 months. So make sure you understand, again, as business owners, we are going to be doing a slow transition into getting everything open back up. But these are going to be some strategies you can start implementing now so your business continues to grow strongly, and in the next 6 months you're back on track and back on pace. So the number one tip is you want to update your website. So a lot of you have made different transitions and different pivots during this time with the pandemic, but have you updated your website? So have you added new services? Do you have new times? Do you have different modes of getting your product or service out? I know with restaurants, some of you you've had to transition, had no choice but to transition to kind of curbside and delivery. If that's something that you're going to keep doing, make sure your website is updated. So both your Facebook page and your website, make sure those things are updated with everything that you've reflected and everything that's been done, kind of during this time frame. So make sure you update your website. Are there new partnerships that you have? And even if it didn't have anything to do with the pandemic, but are there partnerships that you've developed this year or over the past year that would be good to have on your website that you don't have listed there? Because you can take some time to do that now. And again, just be able to update and refresh your website because it's also going to help from an SEO standpoint. Second thing to do is make sure, if you have not set up Google My Business, make sure you do that, because that is the first step in having some great SEO. So again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, literally go to Google and put in Google My Business. If you have a physical location, it is imperative that you do that, because what Google My Business is going to do, it's going to allow you to, again, put in your physical location. The benefits of it is it's free. So again, now you have SEO going, the search engine optimization going, and it's free. There's no charge to it. It allows people to find you, because that's what most people are doing. They are going to Google, finding out, where's the best hairdresser in town, or a close one, or a daycare center, you name it. So make sure that you have done Google My Business. And like I said, it's free. It allows people to find you if you have a brick and mortar. It is imperative that you do it if you have a brick and mortar. It also makes it very easy for clients and customers to do reviews of your business. And you want to make it as easy as possible on them to be able to give you those reviews. But it's going to drastically increase your visibility by, again, having Google My Business set up. And you want to keep up with it. You can put updates in there. So for example, with mine, with Moten Consulting Group, you'll see usually every other day, I have some type of update. Many times it's something that I've posted on Facebook regarding the business or regarding a business tip or a business strategy, but it gives you the opportunity, again, to stay in front of your target audience. You can have pictures up there. You can, if you're having events or you've got coupons or offers, you can put that there as well on Google My Business. But it is imperative, especially if you have a brick and mortar. So the number 3 tip that you can do now to really set your business up for success in 6 months is, if you have a blog, make sure, go ahead and get some content written out. Many of you are still at home, at least for some period of time, and you've got some downtime. So use this time wisely and start making sure you've got some blogs set up. My suggestion is that you do, maybe 6 to 8 blogs. Maybe 2 of them deal with, you coming and you and your business coming out of the pandemic. Let the other 4 or 5 be evergreen topics, where it's something that you can just slot in, into your blog at any time this year. But go ahead and take this time, get some content knocked out of the way. It's less that you have to do later on. Number four is build a content calendar that you will follow. So I know a lot of times for business owners, you don't know where to start with content. It just seems like such a hassle trying to figure out what you need to put on Facebook, what you need to put on your blog, what you need to put on LinkedIn. So you've probably heard about a content calendar. There are thousands of them out there. If you Google content calendar, you've got a ton of them that are out there. Some of them are what I call that fancy schmancy stuff, and it's very difficult to follow and it's overwhelming. And then you've just got some basic templates as well. So even if it's just having a basic, if you put it together yourself, that's fine. If you just have a basic Excel spreadsheet, I don't really care even if you just use a notepad, but put down how you're going to get out your content. If you're not putting it out on a regular basis, that is a mistake as a business. You have got to stay in front of clients and prospective clients. So make sure you're getting your content out there. But on your content calendar, try to have at least a week of content scheduled out, where on, over the weekend or Sunday, you can go ahead and get your content again scheduled so it'll start coming out. But don't waste time on that. But have a strategy for your content. And the best thing you can do is to have a content calendar. So number five on what can you do now to set your business up for success in the next 6 months. If you do not have an email list, it is imperative. Please hear me. It is imperative that you get that email list set up. Well, so Teri, why is it so important to have an email list? I talk to my customers and my clients on social media. They follow me on Instagram, or Teri, they follow me on Facebook or LinkedIn, and that's how I communicate. And that's great. I'm not saying to stop that, but what I want to remind you is your email list, which is that's your money, because your email list is the only thing that you own. That's all that you own. You don't own your Facebook friends. You don't own your Facebook groups. You don't own your Facebook business pages. You don't own your, Instagram following. That belongs to them. It can shut down at any point in time. And you have to think, if Facebook shut down tomorrow, how do you communicate with your audience? If you do not have an email list, you are losing out on great opportunities to continuously stay in front of them. So whether you have a product, whether you have a service, you can get valuable information to them if you've got that email list. And again, you've got to remember, that is the only thing that you own, and that's the only thing that belongs to you. So those are the 5 things that you can be doing now to really set your business up for success in the next 6 months. Understand, it's going to be, for many businesses, it's going to be slow coming out of this pandemic. We are not just, completely opened up. And even though, the country is starting to open up, so many people aren't ready just to run back out there. So especially if you've got a brick and mortar or something like that, so many people they are not ready to run back into your location. So do things now to be able to build momentum as the time continues to go by. Now, I do have to say, I'm a big fan. So for clients who know me and people who know me, you hear me talk about R&D. R&D is rob and duplicate. I'm a big fan of, and I don't mean that literally. But if you see some information somebody has where you can retool it and put it in your own words, please, by all means, there's nothing new under the sun. So, utilize that information. So I do want to give a shout out to Mob, M-O-B, Mom-Owned Businesses. So I got those 5 tips. It was actually 5 of the 10 strategies that Mob Nation shared about 2 weeks ago. And if you don't know about Mob Nation, just want to get in a plug for Mob Nation. Mob Nation is a fantastic national and local group of mom-owned businesses. There is a free Facebook page that if you have a mom-owned business and you haven't joined yet, please go to Mob Nation and join. There's over 10,000 mom business owners that are there, and we share all types of information, encourage one another, uplift one another, and help network with one another. And throughout the nation, there are also local chapters of Mob as well, and you can find those just by looking up Mob Nation. But I hope those 5 tips helped you. And remember, use this time wisely. Again, even though the country is starting to slowly open up, it is going to be a slow process. We truly don't know what the future is going to hold for all of our businesses. So make sure you're making wise choices to be able to set yourself up for success as we do continue to open up. So once again, I am Teri Moten, and I am your business problem solver.